Hello and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your driver Spencer, sitting shotgun is Breck, and this week we're the podcast asking the important questions. Like, is this the most fun Jared Padalecki's ever had filming an episode of Supernatural? Is possession spooky ooky? And did we just watch the funniest episode of Supernatural ever? This is Be Afraid of the Dark.
And yes to all three.
Yes to all three, and we're going to get into all of it. Two really fun, one episode that's like a mixture of fun and also kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And then one that's just a absolute...
It's just a good little sugar pill to make the rest of it go down.
Loved it. They give you one a season. You get one goofball episode a season.
In the moment that the previews for that started going, I was like, oh, we're in for a silly time.
Yeah. Okay, so starting off, Season 2, Episode 14, Born Under a Bad Sign, written by Catherine Humphreys, directed by J. Miller Tobin. I think Catherine Humphreys has written an episode before.
Okay.
I think this is J. Miller Tobin's first time directing. Not
Sweet.
that matters all that much, but it's just an interesting one to bring in a new guy.
Medium.
It's a writer's medium, it really is. All right, so this episode starts with Dean under a bridge, an obvious place for him to be.
Normal place.
He's on the phone with Ellen, and he's frantically talking about, he's like, you haven't heard from him. He's been gone a week. I haven't heard from Sam.
The way they're cutting it, too, is almost a little bit like when Sam has his visions. Like
yes,
kind of
it's
choppy.
like flashy,
yeah.
Well, I think that's a great observation, but I also think it's funny that it's like, Sam's missing and Dean's posing under a bridge.
Yeah.
What's up with that, Dean?
Not even the first time that Sam's gone missing this season.
I know, yeah, it's become a running
theme. 3
theme.
episodes ago.
Yeah. So
you can't keep a hold on him. Start putting locks on things.
Anyways, Dean gets another call. It's Sam. He answers it. He tears off after him. Sam is sitting in a hotel room. He hangs up the phone and he lowers it, and his knuckles are all bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural logo. Dean gets there. He's walking the halls. He's knocking on the door. He's like, Sam. He just walks in.
Mm-hmm.
Sam is sitting at on the corner of the bed, just completely moping, stone-faced, sad, confused. Dean's like, are you bleeding? And he checks his knuckles. He pulls up his shirt and looks at his...
He's like covered
Yeah,
in
looks
blood.
at his stomach, blood all over his stomach. And Sam just looks at him and goes, I don't think it's my blood. Like he says it's so sad. Jared delivers that really well.
And we find out that Sam's been missing a week and he has no memory of where
he's
been.
He says,
whatsoever.
I don't remember anything. So then Dean comes back in with some food and a drink, and he's like, what'd you find out? He's like, well, you checked in a week ago or 2 days ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like checked in 2 days ago under the name Richie Sambora. And the scariest thing about that is you're a Bon Jovi fan. And first of all,
Dean pretending he's not a Bon Jovi fan.
Dean is not. This is actually a canonical thing. There's a very famous scene later where he's like, this is my one exception.
Oh, that's right.
You will find out. But
yes.
But
I was like, because I was sitting there remembering that scene, like, I was like, you sang that song really passionately for someone who is not a Bon Jovi fan.
Yeah, you'll when we get there, you'll see. But I have seen Bon Jovi in concert 3 times. I like Bon Jovi a lot.
This whole podcast is you flexing that you've seen a band with a needle drop or gets referenced.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that is my whole thing, yeah.
He loves it.
I don't think I've seen Styx, unfortunately. I would have loved to see Styx. I've seen Kansas.
Don't worry.
I've seen him perform
seen
that
Kansas,
one.
He's seen the Eagles.
I saw the Eagles in their farewell tour. Anyway... that happens, so they start wondering, they're like, okay, well, let's retrace your steps. You know, he saw you leave, but then he didn't see you come back. So they check the window seal, and there's bloody fingerprints on the latch.
Mm-hmm.
They go out that window. Sam's looking around. They're like, none of this seemed familiar. And he's like, wait, no, none of this. They keep walking. They find kind of a row of storage lockers. And Sam starts being like, this is it. Wait, check that one. Dean tries it. It's locked. Sam reaches in his pocket and pulls out the key to it.
I love the like mystery whodunit part of this first part of the episode. I really enjoy it. I wish they had to solve mysteries more often instead of just like hunting mysteries. They're just like, now let's retrace steps.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
It's very cool. I'm super into it. They open it and there's an old beat up slug bug there.
Which I think could be a Ted Bundy reference.
Oh, is that true?
Ted Bundy drove a VW bug.
I hope it's not. That'd be weird.
Well, I think it's more, I mean, you'll see when we see why. Like, you know, their behavior is explained in this episode for sure.
Still, that'd be a weird thing to do.
I mean, I guess.
Dean makes a joke. He's like, hope you didn't steal this piece of crap, did you? They start looking through the car. Sam finds more blood on the dashboard. Dean points to the back seat. Sam reaches back and peels up. And I should say that I love the sound effect and I love the decision to dry the blood a little bit. He like peels it, like unsticks a
really
giant
fun.
knife from the back. And they are starting to get worried, and it's all very sad and confusing. And Sam finds a receipt. He's like, "This is for a gas station 2 towns over."
And they also find a pack of cigarettes. And Dean
says, "Yeah.
Well, I hope you're not smoking menthols."
Yeah,
yeah.
He's so confused. None of this feels like Sam at all. Anyway, they go to the gas station. They walk in, and immediately the clerk is like, "No, you get out of here!" to Sam. And what follows is like a very
Dean
funny.
Going, him?
Yeah, so he walks in. He's like, "Yeah, he was here a few days ago, drunk. Opened up a can of 40, a bottle of 40, and just started drinking it in the aisle." And Dean's just looking at him. He's like, "Him? You drinking hard liquor now?"
It's so funny.
Really funny. He continues. He's like, "Oh, but yeah, in between throwing bottles at my head." And he's like, "Him?" Like complete
so
disbelief. Anyway, he sends Sam out because the guy won't talk. Convinces this dude. By bribing him. This is a big bribe episode
it's
for Dean.
It's a big bribe episode.
He bribes him because Sam stole these smokes and this alcohol and stuff. So Dean slaps the cash down, slaps a little more cash down, gets the information that he drove west. Dean takes 2 Twix bars and leaves.
It's so perfectly Dean.
It's so perfectly
Dean.
Dean.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Yeah. I love that.
And then we get Dean, talking, and he's like throwing bottles and smoking cigarettes. I mean, that sounds more like me.
Yeah.
Which I love the implication that Dean smokes, and we just don't see it because
the CW
cannot show smoking.
And the WB, like network
you
television.
You never think about it, but you really don't see people smoking on regular TV.
You can't show people smoking in PG-13 movies. Sam remembers road. They drive down. They find honestly like a really nice house, and I'll point out why I think that's weird in a minute. They get out, floodlight turns on, there's a camera. Clearly the guy didn't want to get snuck up.
Well-armed house, yeah.
Yeah, so they walk up, they knock, nobody answers. They kind of like, okay, what's going on? And they're like, there's got to be an alarm system. And they look, and the alarm system's been clipped and pinched, like very clearly somebody knew what they were doing when they took care of it.
And the window is broken.
So they go in, the house is trashed. They walk around into another room. There's a dead body on the floor. They turn on the light at a locked door, and he's like, "I need your lockpick." He unlocks it, opens into a hunter's cabinet. Mm-hmm. Weapons all over, lore all over.
Really cool.
Really cool, right? So I just want to know, this is a hunter? John, what were you doing dragging your kids across? You could have had like a house.
Shit is what he was doing.
You could have had a normal life.
He's like, "No, we're hunters. We have to be on the move."
Yeah, we gotta be on the road.
It seems like a lot of other hunters just kind of have a home base.
Yeah. So they pull up the security footage, and they're watching it, and they watch Sam fight this hunter, knock him out, roll him over onto his lap, and slit his throat. Whoa, that's so... Like, they don't show the actual, like, pull of the knife, but it's crazy.
It's great. I also love to point out here that Sam fighting this guy is using a lot of, like, Sam's... like moves.
Yeah.
Like he has this one specific like jump kick thing that he does that I really like that you see actually in the pilot when he's fighting Dean, and he does this kind of like kick.
Yeah. It's like a forward kick. It's
I enjoy it.
Very cool. We cut. When we cut back, Dean is frantically wiping prints and trying to. He's like, "You gotta
we gotta wipe this."
Yeah, you gotta start erase the tape.
You're like, I don't think that's how it works on a computer, Dean.
And then he looks at Sam, and Sam is reading a letter from this hunter's daughter. They have a bit of a conversation here, and Dean just picks up the computer and smashes it and stomps on it to break it.
Yeah, and he goes, "It might have been you, but it wasn't you." Yeah,
and so then they also Sam, why are you reading this letter? But I get it why he's reading it. But man, not good for you in the moment.
Buddy, put it down.
It
is very funny that Sam's like, and Dean's in the background like frantically like, "The voices!" Like,
yeah, he really is. He really is the voices.
Yeah. What the fuck is this kid doing? The voices.
Yeah.
Like,
they get back to the motel. Dean's like, "We'll sleep a few hours and hit the road.
We're gonna get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Goodbye."
And Sam clearly is not okay with that.
Yeah.
And we have a very dark conversation here where Sam is like, "You need to kill me."
I've been getting angrier and angrier and more hateful and
it's been going on for weeks, and he just needs Dean to kill him. And he walks over to their weapons bag. Dean he talks him into it a little bit, enough to level the gun on him. And Dean just can't do it. And he has this line, "I can't. I'd rather die."
Yeah. I've tried so hard to keep you safe.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. It's so sad. He sits the gun down. He walks off, and then Sam just goes, "No, you'll live." And he picks up the gun. Dean looks at him, and he goes, "And you'll regret it." And he pistol whips him, knocks Dean out. Dean flops onto the ground in this great slow-mo shot. And then we kind of fade to black and fade back in. Commercial break, most likely.
Whoa.
And then once we're done with that, knock, 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 fade in. Dean wakes up on the floor. The manager of the hotel just walks in, tells him to get out. They have another customer.
It's past checkout. And then he leans out in the hall and he's like, we have another couple who wants your room. And then he leans out and there's a sex worker and a John. And Dean goes, yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. He bribes this guy to use his computer to find out where he's going. He calls and essentially he gets like the GPS turned on.
He gets the GPS turned on.
Use a story about Sam being his son, whatever.
About Sam being his son sneaking out to go see Justin Timberlake. Yeah. He's like, yes, Justin is quite the triple threat.
Hilarious.
Anyways, it's very funny. Very 2006.
Very 2006. So we move on from that to
Duluth, Minnesota.
Duluth, Minnesota, to a seedy bar on the docks. And there's a woman behind the bar and she's, closing up shop, and Sam walks in and goes, can I get one? And she's like, oh, we're closing, like, even for me. And she turns around, it's Joe. And so Joe and Sam have this kind of face off, and she gives him a beer.
Yeah, it's very funny that she still works at a bar.
Yeah, she still works at a bar.
She's out of the house hunting, but she still works at a bar.
You got to make some money. So it's funny. Yeah, she's still working at a bar. She gives him a drink. Clearly, she doesn't super want to see either of the Winchesters right now. That's made very vocal. And Sam takes the beer and she clocks a little bit of a brand on his arm, and he kind of plays it off. And we start to get our real hint here that this is not normal Sam. Something is wrong. Because
he immediately goes into, I know you have a thing for Dean.
Well, no, so he apologizes. That's what he's like. I was hoping we could square it, That's my dad, that's not me. And then she goes, and Dean, immediately bringing it to Dean, and he immediately kind of like turns, like, you're really holding the candle for him, right? And he's like, but he doesn't think of you that way. He thinks of you as like a little sister, and she's
like a schoolgirl, and she's like,
she's gonna finish. Like, you need to leave. So Sam gets up, and then he kind of smashes her against the bar.
Yeah, he tries to hit on. Well, first he tries to hit on her, and he like holds her hand and won't let go. And I have the specific note. Demons are pervs.
Demons are pervs. Yeah,
especially Meg here being. I'm sorry. Well.
It's fine. Yeah. If you're watching this, you've watched the episode. It's Meg.
I always forget that I don't have to wait to spoil it.
Yeah, it's Meg. So, it's Meg. They flip her around and she's like, please no. They smash a bottle and then he just knocks her, like grabs her head. And what a terrible way to get knocked out.
Brutal way to knock her out.
She wakes up tied to a post and he starts taunting her about like, what do you know about how my father killed your so more comes to light about that John didn't only get her dad killed. He killed her dad. Yeah. Because he got hurt and the demon says, Meg says, gargling on his own blood, asking to see his wife and daughter. And then my dad shot him. And then John shot him in the head. Yeah. And Jared's playing all of this up and having all the fun in the world.
Jared's having a lot of this. Is Jared's first acting for 2.
It is his first acting for 2.
Like, Jensen's already gotten to act for 2. He got to do it pretty early, but this is the first time that either of them get to be, and I'm a demon and I'm possessed, which is really fun. And like you said, Jared is having the time of his life.
He's very clearly chewing the scenery.
Fun and evil.
So, he's like, oh, John, and he stabs a knife into the post, and he's like, my daddy shot your daddy in the head, right? And he's like taunting her. And then Dean walks in, gun leveled on him, and immediately Meg puppets Sam into being like, I told you I can't control it. And he's holding the knife to her throat.
He's immediately going into sad Sam to manipulate Dean. Yeah. Which is really, really cool.
So he's like, you got to do you. And he backs, you got to kill me or I'm going to kill her. And we slow rack.
He super creepily is like making Meg, he's like gagging like Joe so that she can like not say, it's so creepy.
It's incredibly creepy. We would get this great rack focus to the end of the gun, and Dean can't do it. He backs off, so Sam walks closer, and he's like, you can't do it. You really can't. This is gonna take over. It's gonna kill. And then he turns around and he flings holy water onto Sam, and it burns. And he's like,
we get Jared whipping his head around, and beautiful black-eyed Sam.
Yeah, whoosh, black-eyed Jared Padalecki, so gorgeous. Hot. They get in a little bit of a kerfuffle here as he throws a little more holy water, and Sam leaps out a window. He cuts Joe loose, runs over to the window, and she goes, he's possessed, and Dean just goes, and then leaps out the window.
It's so funny. He's like, there's no time to inform you.
It's hysterical. So there's a bit of a chase. There's a bit of a back and forth on like, Meg points out, he's like, you can't hurt me. What are you going to do? You're going to hurt Sam?
And it becomes pretty quickly clear that Sam has never been awake. This has been Meg the entire time.
Which is very cool.
Yeah, very creepy, because I even couldn't remember if it was like, oh, Sam was momentarily awake for it to be scarier or more painful, and then, it's Meg is revealed and comes back. But no, it's Meg the entire time who's been playing right into Dean and how he feels about Sam.
And it's important to note that Meg is like, I don't care about the grander plan. Yeah. I wanted to test to see if you'd waste him, you know? So that's like kind of a small note.
Using their own terminology.
Yeah. Runs out of the door. Dean chases, loses him, and then turns, and Sam's standing there and bang, shoots him in the shoulder. He flips off the ledge. Sam walks up, looks over, and nothing. Gone.
Yeah.
We cut to Joe running in. Joe's looking around, calls him, and then his like Metallica.
Yeah, it's like, I can still hear him in the wind.
Yeah. So she finds him passed out. She wakes him up, gets him on his way, and starts patching him up.
The way that they pan over to him laying there is like, it's not supposed to be funny, but it's really funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's patching him up, and she's kind of asking questions of like, how'd you know? And he's like, it just wasn't him. None of this made sense. And she asks, do demons ever tell the truth? In this really sad moment of like, and he's like, I don't know, sometimes, because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's like, sometimes if it it'll mess with your head more or whatever.
Yeah, and so she finishes patching him up. He calls her a butcher because it's a bad patch job, I guess. And his sleeve has been cut, so he's like,
he looks hot.
Yeah, he's drinking this beer with his giant
sexy
buff muscles. So he goes off and he leaves, and she's like, well, I'm coming with you. He's like, no, I'm not going to have your blood on my hands. So if you try to follow me, I'll tie you right back to that post.
And you kind of see, I forget that actress's name, but you see in her face this kind of like final confirmation. Like, even though Sam's like she knows Sam was lying to her earlier, you get this like final confirmation that the Winchesters are not their dad. They would not willingly put her in the harm's way. Yeah, I really like that, especially because the last time we saw her, obviously it was, they did use her as bait, but she volunteered to be bait and like all that fun stuff. So I don't know. I really like that kind of quiet moment of her just being like, oh, like they wouldn't hurt me the way that their dad hurt my dad.
Yeah, she gives some pills for the pain, and
he's like, I'll call you.
He's like, I'm going to go to the closest hunter I know, and Bobby! We love Bobby. Every time he's on screen, it makes me so happy. He opens the door and he's all... Go ahead.
I was going to say, because Dean goes, okay, I'll call you, and leaves, and she goes, no, you won't. Like, and it's just, it's another sad moment that clearly Sam struck a nerve of like, she does have a thing for him and she's just not doing anything about it. And
Anyway, so Bobby, he seems all happy. He's like, come on in here. Waves off Dean's hole up with some girl somewhere, more than he can handle.
Yeah, he's holed up with a girl in a 12-pack.
Bobby brings back a beer, hands it to him. Sam takes a drink, and steam comes out of his mouth. Holy water in the beer. I like to believe that Dean couldn't get a hold of Bobby's call, and he couldn't get a hold. I like to believe that Bobby just does this to whoever comes over, just in case.
Oh, I imagine.
That happens. Does he knock out? What does he do?
He knocks Sam out.
Yeah, he knocks Sam out when Sam wakes up. And then he goes, don't try to con a con man. Knocks him out.
Like, Bobby.
When he wakes up, he is tied to the chair under the same devil's trap that Meg was tied under before. So we're back here.
Deja vu.
Dean is there. And there's this interaction, they kind of talk, and we realize it's Meg, and all this taunting. And there's this other great line where he's like, back from the dead or whatever. And he's like, kind of like you, feeling you're getting used to.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cockroach. And then Dean has this wonderful line. He goes, how about I smack that smart ass right out of your mouth?
You're like, yes, sir.
Jensen.
Yes, sir.
So he's super pissed, and they start the exorcism, and he gets in. Bobby does the exorcism specifically. So he's circling doing the exorcism. Dean gets in his face, and he's like, you can't have Sam. Mm-hmm. Whatever the grand plan is, I don't care, because I'll kill every one of you first, right?
Yeah.
Great.
And that's when we get Meg being like, oh, you think this is part of the master plan? Yeah, I'm just being a bitch.
Jared gets to do an evil laugh, monologue about it, reveal that it's Meg. He's like, you're Meg? And he's like, no, I'm Sam now.
Yeah.
And the exorcism doesn't work.
Yes.
And then Meg, not Sam, Meg, starts doing a reverse exorcism kind of thing, and a fire burst up, lights flicker.
Yes, and Bobby's like, it's like a lock.
Yeah. They see this the brand on his arm, and he goes, it's specifically a binding link is what he calls it. So we can't exorcise. So this is happening. Meg is like, I learned some new tricks. Starts this spell or whatever. The ceiling cracks and breaks. So it's our first time a demon uses an ability to break out of a devil's trap, which I really like.
And immediately Dean is flung.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby's flung into some books. Dean's flung into a wall.
We can't go a single demonic episode without someone getting their ass flung.
There's a bit of a little fight here. Meg is kind of hurting Dean, and black eyes real quick.
Yes, and this is when she's specifically like, do you know how long it took me to crawl up out of there? And this is when we actually
hell is just a prison built of flesh and blood or bone and stuff, and
whoa,
super gross. And she's like, even demons hate it.
Hell is like, and then punches Dean. Well, it's like hell.
Yeah, really good, really good.
I like that you can still tell it's Meg too, even though it's Jared acting for her. Like,
he does a good job of that.
Yeah, for sure. To the point where if you're paying attention before he reveals it here while he's beating Dean up, that you're like, oh, it's Meg.
Yes. Okay, so then Bobby jumps up and burns the brand off of Sam. And then Meg immediately gets exorcised, which means I think that either she ran away so that she wouldn't get sent back to hell, she could just flee.
I think she runs away. I don't think this is her getting exorcised.
Or the exorcism had a delay effect, it worked, but as soon as the brand. Anyway, I don't know. Sam falls over. He looks up. He's like, "What did I miss?"
And Dean punches him, and he's like, "Huh?"
Yeah, I love that. I love that they add that. Is the
so
punch?
Funny.
Because it's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, it's totally like, oh my God, I know it wasn't you, but that hurts.
Yeah, so they start driving and...
first, Bobby comes up to them and he's like, hey, you guys hear about this? He says his name's like Sam Wandel, something Wandel. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever. But he's like, hey, you guys hear about this? You guys know him? And Dean's like,
nope.
No, sir, never heard of him. And Bobby kind of seems to catch on.
And he goes, good, keep it that way.
Keep it that way because his friends aren't interested in reason. They're just going to string up whatever's responsible.
Yeah, they're looking for blood.
But before they leave, Bobby gives them anti-possession charms.
He does. He gives them anti-possession charms, and he's like, Sam kind of apologizes and says this, and Bobby's like, don't worry about it. It's all good. And when he leaves, I don't want to read too much into this, but Bobby clearly has this moment of his face hardens and he gets more serious, and it's like he's worried, So I want to say it's worry, not animosity, because it's clearly not animosity.
No, it's not. It's very much. He's
spoiler alert: Jim Beaver shows up next episode.
God.
Jim, I love you.
But yeah, so we get our first anti-possession material, which is really fun. Mm-hmm. But we're not quite at the tattoos yet.
We're not quite at the tattoos yet.
We'll get there.
What tattoos? What are you talking about?
Who's to say? That's not a Patreon goal we've planned.
Yeah, truly. Anyway, so Dean's they're in the car, they're driving, and Sam's of course mad Dean didn't kill him.
Yeah, Sam's moping.
He's pissed off about it, and Sam's just Dean is like, if it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna save you, right? Because that's what John made him promise. If you can't save him, you have to kill him.
Yeah, Sam is so suicidal that he's like, well, Dad said you could kill me. Finally, I'm free. And Dean's like, if I couldn't save you first, freak.
Yeah, and so I don't know that I would go as far as to say he's suicidal about that. I just think he's very hyper vigilant of the fact that he doesn't want to be evil. I wouldn't say he has suicidal ideations at all. Then Dean kind of laughs and he looks at me and goes, you realize you had a girl in you for a whole week?
It's kind of freaky.
He was pretty naughty.
It's so funny.
And even Sam laughs at this, and then the episode ends. Good episode, no kill.
No kill. Because we've established that, now that we're no longer in season 1.
Or sorry, I should say neither of them get a kill. There is a death in this.
Yes, but
because we're not going to count the Sam as Sam getting a kill because he was possessed. It doesn't count.
And then
later in certain things, and that might change some with certain types of possession, but this does not count.
Yeah, no, this was very much Meg trying to force Dean's hand into killing Sam. So
anything we missed?
No, just that this is kind of some of the hottest work Jared does.
That's true. Well, it's also a very straightforward episode, in terms of the linear path we go on.
Yes.
It's very much longer scenes at certain places. It's good. It's a really good episode.
Yeah, I think the stuff with Meg tying up Joe is some of the best work so far. Okay,
so then best line.
If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to save you.
It's great. Fantastic line. Yeah. Very important. Mine is more of a sassy one. It's, how about I smack that smart ass right out of your mouth?
It's because Jensen has a little bit of the accent.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh.
I know. He does get a little bit of that Texan in him.
Smart out of your mouth. And you're like, battle scars.
So then the best kill, there's only one death in this episode. Yes. And so it is... not Sam, it's Meg as Sam slitting that hunter's throat, because it's very dark.
It is very dark. It's not like it, sometimes our only kill is Yeah. But this is a good one.
This was a good one.
This is a good one, especially because we see the aftermath and then we get to see it through the footage, which is cool.
Totally, yeah.
Wandel.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
All right. Season 2, episode 15, Tall Tales.
Significantly more
written
fun.
by John Chabon. Very important to note that John Chabon, who's an executive producer, written a bunch of episodes, gets to do this. And then directed by Bradford May, who I believe this is a first-time director for him. He did a great job, like genuinely a fantastic job with this episode. We open and we're like, this one is just, if you're watching this for some reason having not watched this episode, watch the episode. We're just spoiling this one through and through.
It's just so fun.
We're so excited about this. So we start on a perv professor.
Yes, he's walking up in full like winter gear.
Yeah, it's clearly snows on the ground.
And then there's this beautiful young woman
in
like
heels and
fixing her
dress,
shoes and like a sundress. Like she's like, Professor, I was waiting here to talk to you.
And one of your students, and he's like, well, my office hours. And she goes, oh, but since I'm here now, he goes,
Well,
and
so they go up so nicely.
Yeah, they go upstairs. They're having this bit. She's like, I'm not actually one of your students. I just, and it's revealed that he wrote a book. He's a bit of a celebrity on campus.
He looks so handsome in this photo.
And he's immediately a super perv and tries to take advantage of her.
Yeah, he's like, I could never take advantage of you, and
like
then makes out with her.
Exactly. And then we get this really cool effect where her face like decays. Like even the digital effect is pretty good.
It's really cool. I like it.
And then they cut to the practical effect that looks really fun. And he's freaking out, and then he falls out the window.
Yeah, she's like, you don't like me?
Yeah, and then we cut out, before he falls out the window, we cut outside. Richard Spate Jr., the trickster, baby.
My goat. My hero.
Fucking love this dude.
The moment I was literally, when we recorded the last episode, you were like, in our next episodes are Born Under Bad Sign and Tall Tales. I was like, Tall Tales.
I know. And so I didn't realize it. And then as I was like looking at the IMDb, I saw him and I was like, oh, yes.
My goat.
So anyway, he locks the door. He's in janitor regalia, has his keys like zip up. And then he walks over and boom, the professor hits the ground. He turns around and has this completely like goofball kind of thing.
It's
he's
really,
not smiling, but
no.
he looks at him, blood's all over the concrete. Cut to the episode. Sam and Dean are in a motel, but I just want to say, the trickster!
The trickster. This
so episode
exciting.
has the trickster and Jim Beaver in it.
It's kind of our... it is our murderer's row of characters.
This is the most fun episode of Supernatural in both the first and second season.
It is the most fun we've definitely had since Hell House.
Absolutely. And I think it's more fun than Hell House.
And now let's connect some dots.
Yeah.
Hell House, okay, HH, and then this is Tall Tales, TT. Is there a pattern?
What does it all mean? All the goofball episodes have this going.
What does it all mean?
So then Dean is loudly and messily eating in Sam's bed. This upsets Sam. Yeah, like gross, sloppy, disgusting.
The subtitles multiple times say Dean chewing sounds.
Yeah, it's gross. And you can hear it a lot.
You can hear it.
Clearly these two have been mad. Sam's doing some research and he just looks up and goes, Dean, why don't you go somewhere for a while? And Dean jumps on him. He's like, I would if you hadn't messed up the car. And he's like, I told you that wasn't me.
And he's like, Dean's like, oh, how's research going? Sam's like, it's slow.
Yeah,
could be faster with my computer.
Because something has happened to his computer.
Something's happened.
Knock, knock, knock.
Bobby's
They get
here.
up very slowly, worriedly. They open and Bobby!
Thank God.
Literally every time Bobby shows up in my book, I just write in all caps Bobby with an exclamation point.
I have Bobby with 3 hearts.
Yeah, and then I just wrote, I love this guy.
Yes.
We love Bobby. So then we find out quickly that they can't figure this out. They need Bobby's help. Maybe he's run into something like this, but they didn't want to talk about it over the phone. They sit down.
And they're like, we didn't think you'd believe us. And he's like,
yeah, right.
What are we?
Yeah, so they start talking to him, and this becomes we're going to tell you a story episode, but a super fun one. Like,
I love
it's not
we
serious.
We got to tell you a story episode.
And they play with it. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So they're telling a story about being in the bar, and Sam is talking to these two co-eds, and he's kind of hamming it up like he's a reporter. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right? And they're talking about the urban legend. This is very inspired by Urban Legend, the movie. And a little bit, there's like a Jaws reference. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference. There's an alligator, literal thing that happens. Any alien movie. I mean,
it's hilarious.
It's got a lot of fun references. Anyway, so he's talking to them. He kind of learns this like lore, and there's this thing where she's like, this woman fell out of the window, and that's the urban legend.
Yeah, they're like, there's the building that the professor worked in was haunted by the ghost of a girl who had an affair with the professor, and then when he wouldn't stay with her, she
died,
killed herself.
Yeah. So they learned this urban legend. The thing that's always stuck out, and I remembered very clearly, is her going, yeah, it was room 669.
And if you
turn the 9 in, Sam's like, right. He does not give a shit about that.
He's like, okay.
Then we cut to Dean slamming purple nurples.
Crazy name.
Like literally 3 of these purple shots. Sam walks.
He's like burping.
He's like, yeah. He's like way playing up the Dean stereotype. Sam walks up and he's like, we got to go. He's like, no, wait. we're about to do that, and there's this like scantily clad woman.
Yeah, they very pointedly show her fishnets.
Yeah, and then a repeated shot they do later. Anyway, she turns around, she's like, "Hey," and he goes, "She has a sister, Starla," and then
she like almost pukes in her mouth and then stops.
Yeah, and then cut back to the motel. And Dean's like, "What are you talking about? That's not how it happened."
She was a classy lady.
This is two unreliable narrators, the episode, in the best way possible. We cut back to this thing, and she is a super classy lady now in Dean's version.
Like, Dean's like, she has a master's in anthropology.
Yeah, so we slowly move up her, and they have this thing where she's like, "But we could,
You are so attractive. It's like staring into the sun."
And he's like, "It's too important. I have to do this," right?
Lives are at stake.
Sam walks up and Jared plays this. So Jared's like,
he's doing this like prissy. Dean, this is a very serious investigation. We don't have time for it here, but blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And he's doing it full like tonnage, like it's a sentence too.
Yeah.
It was killing me.
Because Dean is making out with this woman.
Yes.
He's like, this blah, 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 blah. And then it cuts back and Sam's like, "I don't talk like that." He's like, "Sounds like it to me." Right? So funny.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
Bobby's like, "What's going on with you two?"
It was Bobby's like, "You guys are bickering like an old married couple." And Dean goes, "No, see, married couples can get divorced. Me and him were like Siamese twins." And Sam goes, "It's conjoined twins."
You guys see what I'm saying? Anyway, Sam's just like, "Look, we've just been around each other too much. That's all it is."
Yeah.
They move on with the story. They are walking through with the trickster, with the janitor, in the guy's room. Sam pulls out his EMF reader and he's like, "What's that for?"
What's that?
He's like, "Oh, just wire in this office." And he's like, "That wouldn't do much good." Well, why? Because the professor's dead. Right? He's
the way he delivers it is so funny.
Everything he does is amazing.
Love him.
He has a supernatural podcast. He's now our mortal enemy, but
we should ask him if he wants to be on our podcast.
Yeah, right.
Does he want to be on the Mystery Spot episode? It'd be kind of fun.
If we can try that.
I'm going to draft that email, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so that happens, and Dean walks over, and they're asking questions about like kind of what happened that night. He's like, "I'm the guy that found him." Dean picks up this bowl of snacks and just starts literally like 5 in his mouth at once.
Yeah, it's like gross, like nougaty chocolate, and he's like,
and then he walks into frame, and the frame like goes like. And it like stops. He's like, I do not eat that much. He's like, "Just let me tell the story."
He's like, "I had like one or two."
Yeah, continues the story, and he's just shoveling this food into his mouth, and he's going like,
"It's so good." Funny.
So then we and I took a note. Trickster's a gossipy fella.
He's having fun with it.
He's having so much fun.
What's the point of being a trickster if you're not going to get fun with it and have some good gossip sessions?
Dude, you know what? You couldn't have said more true words right there.
I love
good
gossiping.
Job. Anyway, so then we cut back to the motel. Sam is trying to do research, or he opens his laptop. Dean opens a beer, of course, and Dean kind of walks off. And Sam opens up and says, "Hey, what happened to my computer? It's all frozen on." And Dean walks in. He goes, "I'm gonna have you say this. Go for it."
Oh, it's because he's like, "Dean, were you using my computer?" And he's like, "What? No, why?" And Sam goes,
"Yeah,
because it's frozen now on BustyAsianBeauties.com,"
which becomes a state. And then the important thing is Dean just goes and walks away.
It's so funny. He's like,
that website becomes a running joke.
Yes.
And they've talked about it. I can't remember why they chose to do it. I think they were just like, let's just give Dean a weird pervy thing.
Yeah, like they came up with the funniest, goofiest thing they could think of. But
it is very funny. So okay, then that happens, and they tell Bobby the next part of the story, and they're like, "Look, this is weird even for us."
Yeah.
They're like, Dean, I think, says this is really friggin' weird even for us, right?
Yeah.
And we cut to one of the frat guys from the beginning that was telling him the story, kind of the douchey jock guy. Mm-hmm. And alien abduction happens. The UFO light is like following
the classic,
him. Yeah.
Like
pulls him up into the air.
He may as well be a cow.
Yeah, legitimately. He gets pulled up, and then Bobby's like, "Aliens aren't real. This guy is full of crap." They're like, "That's what we said, but we figured we'd talk to him anyway."
And this guy, broken.
This guy, he's sitting at the bar, like, taking a shot, and Dean's like, "You should try those purple nurples." Yeah.
The guy's like, "What?"
So then they start talking, and he's like, "Yeah, so I was abducted." And it does these flashes to the most stereotypical alien, big head, big eyes.
I love fire in the sky.
Literally, it's these like Sam Vision flashes. So good, so funny.
Yes. And he's like, and then is the joke they're making here a little, but it's the way it's delivered. He's like, and they kept probing me.
Yeah. Well, look, but that's the thing is he says, and then they probed me, and then Sam just goes.
It's so
This episode is hysterical.
Jared's expression specifically during this entire conversation.
This whole episode, I think genuinely, it's one of the rare times that he gets to be funny and then he out-funnies Jensen.
Yes.
They give him the better material. It's so nice.
Funny because I literally have Sam breaking a little LOL because he has to turn to go.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. And then
he's like, then they made me do one more weird thing.
And actually, he goes, and they probed me, and then they probed me one more time.
Yeah. He gets serious
one more
again,
time.
And then he's like, "There's one more thing. They made me slow dance." And then it cuts to with these cheesy little sparkling
and
like
an
star
80s
things.
Prom dance song.
Pans down from a disco ball, and he's slow dancing with an alien that's like half his size, and it's like got its fingers wrapped around his back, all like tenderly.
Which is how Spencer and I look.
It is true, yeah. It's so funny.
And then it cuts to this expression that Jared makes that is like maybe the funniest thing he's done in the whole show so far. Is you do it.
He goes
like he has to remind himself. He's like, wait, I'm being serious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And they have to I forgot too that they're pretending to be reporters and they have to be like, it's off the record. Like it's so ridiculous.
So okay, then they walk outside and they're like, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
What's the double Sam, is that then we cut to the motel room and Bobby's still
Bobby asks him something and they go, no.
And they're both like, no. And he's like, well, he's full of crap, right? And then this happens, like, well.
And then it cuts to a literal crop circle in the middle of this college campus.
Like perfect crop. And they're like, and Sam's like, this had to be done by a jet engine. Like, you a saucer-shaped jet engine?
Yeah.
They start arguing. Anyway, they kind of move on.
They move on and they find this frat guy, his roommate or like his housemate or something. Yeah. And they're talking to him and like blah, blah, and he's like, and this is Dean telling the part of the story now. And he's like, and then Sam is suddenly talking to this kid and he's like,
well, before that, the guy's like, Sam goes, he's like, I'm so sorry for your loss. He's like, really wasn't a big loss. He was kind of an asshole. Like he got what's coming to him.
Yeah.
A keynote that all these guys are dicks, which Dean will point out in the next scene. He does that, and then I'll let you take this away.
And then it's Sam being like, I acknowledge your pain. And it's like,
you brave little soldier.
And then he goes in for a full hug, and he goes, too precious for this world.
And he like looks up in the air, like he's like just about to have crocodile tears rolling down his face.
And when I tell you guys that the mileage that GIF had on 2012 Supernatural Tumblr,
so
it was a better time.
And then they cut back, and Sam's like, what? And he's like, Dean makes a comment he shouldn't make.
Yes.
It's early 2000s. We're moving on. He doesn't make those comments later as the writers evolve.
But we also find out that this guy was the pledge master for
this is
the
saying
frat.
He's an asshole. Yeah. He had it coming. So then they walk in and they find out, back in the motel, and they find out like Dean's like, well, they're all dicks. And he's like, that's all we have to go. And he's like, do you have a better connection? And so Sam opens his thing, looks for his laptop, and can't find it.
Yeah.
Immediately he's accusing Dean. Dean's like, I didn't do it. He's checking Dean's bed. He's doing all this stuff. Can't find it. We cut on to the next kill of the episode, right?
Yes.
Nothing in between that. So cut to the next kill. Oh no, sorry, we don't do that. They explain what the next kill is.
Yes,
first.
They're talking to Bobby and they're like, here's another thing.
There's another guy. Yeah, they're like, the other thing that's weird is that this guy got mangled. This science professor.
Yeah, they were like, he's a research technician
who heads animal.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, so it fits the dick MO, which I love that the Winchesters aren't cool with animal testing.
Period.
Good job. So we cut to that scene and he like walks over and he sees a watch down in a sewer grate, sticks his hand in and gets mauled by an alligator.
Which is your own fault for sticking your hand in a sewer.
Yeah, you don't really see it, but it's fun. Anyway, so then Sam and Dean break into the morgue in what is a Jaws scene.
Yes.
Where like they open it up and it's just mangled body parts is all that's left.
And like they're both visibly like, ugh.
Yeah, so they are like, well, what happened? They see a scale. They're like, that's a fake urban legend. That's never actually happened. And he's like, well,
here we are.
Yeah, so then we go from there to Dean walking up to the Impala later, like the next day. Mm-hmm. And he's like, son of a bitch. And he looks down and the tires have the air's been let out of the tires. Just the air. They're not slashed or anything. And he flips around this really cool shot where he flip around and Dean walks up and he picks up a money clip, which of course Sam's the money clip guy, with SW engraved in it.
Why does Sam have a monogrammed money clip?
Why do you're going to get yourself
a money clip.
Okay.
You can find these at any local haberdashery.
Fantastic. He goes up and he starts screaming yelling at Sam. He's like, you can't let the air out of the tires. It'll bend the rim.
And you're like, for sure, honey.
He's so mad. It's fantastic.
It's great.
So this kind of happens and they get into a slap fight where Dean's like, Sam's like, give me my money back.
It's so dumb.
And they start grabbing each other and like falling over, and their faces are like, whoa. And then it does another freeze frame, and Bobby's like, okay, enough. And he goes,
I bet you're wondering how we got here.
Right. I mean, it feels that way, right? And then he goes, okay, Sam or Dean, did you take his laptop? And he goes, no. And Sam tries to protest. He's like, enough, stop. And Bobby just has to be a dad in this situation.
And he's like, okay, did you mess with his tires? And he's like, no. And, he's like, look, Sam didn't mess with your car. Like, Dean didn't mess with your laptop. All of this is obvious. Guys are dumb.
He's like, this is completely obvious. You're the best science. All of this fits the MO. It's a trickster.
Yeah.
So think Loki. You know, he references Loki. He says there's dozens of these demigods. And he's like, they're immortal and they can manifest anything. And it's as real as you and me.
Yeah.
So that is a very cool villain, a very cool idea. And it is, of course... And he's like, and it's on to you, so it's turning you against each other.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, who's been at like ground zero of all of this? The janitor.
And he goes, he's like, they have a sweet tooth, essentially, and he's like, they tend to have a sense of humor. They kill with a sense of humor. Monster with a sense of humor, that's my bag, dude. I'm into that.
You like to see it, especially because he's just, he doesn't kill the frat guy, he just messes with him a bit. And he only kills perverts and bad people.
Yeah, so anyway, that happens. We cut to his pad where he's sitting there in like a drinking champagne in his boxers and a tank top
with his cute little dog,
flipping through these little like shitty news. What's the
Weekly World News,
World
Weekly News,
whatever it is. He's flipping through there, and he opens it and he sees a like Texas Chainsaw Massacre send up. It's obviously not Leatherface, but he's like, ooh, I love this one. He gets up, pets his dog, walks over, and he's eating all these sweets off the table. And he's like, something's missing, and he like manifests these two beautiful women in lingerie, and they have this night. Anyway, we cut to the next day.
To quote Dean, I like his style.
Yeah, Sam and Dean are walking with him, and he's like, I had a lot of sex last night, if you catch my drift. He's like, I'm hard not to.
It's so funny. He's like, sorry guys, I'm tired today. A lot of sex last night, if you catch my drift.
They kind of split up to do a little bit of investigating, and when they're leaving, he's watching them from out the window, and they get in an argument because Dean's like, I want to stake him.
Yeah.
And Sam's like, well, I need hard proof, and they get in this big argument, big showy loud argument on a quad.
It's really funny because Sam's like, I didn't find any sugar, and he's Splenda not even equal, which was just making me giggle because
so they split up. He's like, Sam said, you watch him. I'm going to go I'm going to go check out his pad. Mm-hmm. Cut to that night. Dean breaks into the building to go kill him. He pulls out a stake. He hears something, tucks the stake away, walks into the auditorium or like the theater.
Can't get enough of your love, baby.
Yeah. So there's a song playing, and there's the two women from before are on the bed, on a bed on the stage, and they're like, hey, Dean.
It's like a heart-shaped bed with rose petals and shit,
and Dean's sitting there like, he's like, you two aren't real. And they go, but it'll feel real. He goes, what?
She goes, what? Trust me, sugar, it'll feel real. And he's like, look, I love a happy ending.
Yeah, he's like, I love a happy ending.
Because they're like, I'm going to give you a massage.
And I literally wrote, Trickster's trying to trap Dean's horny ass.
Oh, yeah. I said, Trickster sets up a sexy sitch to bribe Dean.
Yeah. So they walk in, this happens, and Dean, clapping. Dean turns around, the Trickster's there, and he's like, think of them as a peace offering. He's like, have as much fun for as long as you like. Long enough for me to get to the next town over, you know? And Dean's like, I can't do that, man. You're hurting people. I can't let that happen.
Which is also fun because we don't always get a monster where we get to talk to them.
Yeah, where they get to be very human.
Yeah, and so we finally have like another one, just like, earlier when we had the vampires who don't eat people, now we have another one who's like, hey, just gonna do my thing. Leave me alone.
He's like, you shouldn't have split up, Dean. Or essentially, he's like, you can't stop me. There's nothing you can do to stop me. And he's like, you shouldn't have split up. He's like, that's where I agree. Sam walks in. Bobby walks in. He's like, they tricked the Trickster, which is awesome. And then
it's also really fun that the Trickster is fully like, I like you guys, and Dean's like, man, I like you too, but
yeah, he does.
Man, I like you too, but he's clearly like killing people.
He had style. It's fantastic.
So funny.
It's fantastic. That's from I Am Number 4, the movie. I Am
Deep pull.
Yeah, it's actually Mr. I've never aped with anyone before. It's him. Yeah.
And I never aped with anyone before.
Yeah. Anyway, that's an aside.
It was shot by Jan de Bont.
Yeah, shot by Jan de Bont. So then he goes, well, how are you going to deal with this? And he summons the like Leatherface knockoff, the chainsaw cannibal is what it's called or whatever.
So funny.
And he starts fighting Sam, and Dean like rushes in to stab the Trickster, and the two women grab Dean and start beating the shit out of him.
Which is definitely a sex dream he's had.
Oh, I think he's having the time of his life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're telling me like these two beautiful scantily clad women in heels are like beating the abs. They're like giving him like wrestling moves in a way that's...
they're throwing him around, beating the crap out of him.
So
he
funny.
punches one of them in the face, they eat it, and then they just deck him and he drops to the ground.
And they like throw him into the chairs. The Trickster's like, wonderful throw, ladies.
Yeah, he's having the time of his life.
So
and then Bobby runs up to the guy. He cuts his steak in half. They're all knocked down. They're all beaten. And then Sam rolls the steak to Dean. Mm-hmm. Dean picks it up and stabs the Trickster.
Yes.
And you would be thinking this is when we flash the kill score.
Who's to say?
Check back later. Anyway, they get this guy. He kind of falls in his chair. They rush out.
Yeah, Dean's like,
and
he had style.
Yeah, he's like, got to give me that style. Bobby's like, we got to get out of here before anybody finds that body. Bobby gets in the car. Sam opens his door. Dean opens the door, and Sam goes over the car. They're like, Dean, I just want to say, and Dean goes, me too.
It's so sweet.
And then it's a nice little moment completely ruined by Bobby stepping up and he goes like, you two are breaking my heart. Now can we get out of here?
Bobby's like, we committed murder. Let's go.
They get in the car, they drive away, and then we cut back into the auditorium. We kind of slow zoom in, fade into the auditorium. The Trickster and his body starts to like haze, kind of the effect they use when he summons something. The body disappears and he's alive. We will not be done with you, sir.
My goat.
Literally love this guy. I can't wait for his next episode.
It's so funny. And it's so funny that they didn't think that the guy would give them a fake to kill.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
I love it. It's fantastic.
It's so great. Like, because they really do a great job of being like, you like this guy. Like, you think he's fun. Yeah, they could have had him be like someone who kills cool people that you like, but no, he just kills douches.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. Love him.
Love this guy. This episode bangs. It's so funny. The thing I appreciate the most is that they make it weird, like in the writing with like the freeze frames and the like two unreliable narrators.
Yeah, and
these two are the most unserious men ever in this episode.
It's
and
so
it's fantastic.
Great. I love it.
I like that the villain feels super low stakes. Like he's just killing assholes, and then he gets away with it, which is I think the first time.
Yeah.
They've been able to like. There's been no thwarting of the plan at all. Like they just get away with it.
And it's not, he's not a demon that you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's just.
It's something fun and weird. Yeah. Super good. Anyway, anything else we miss? Anything you want to talk about?
Just that Sam looks fine as hell this episode.
Sam looks fine as hell this episode. And goofy as hell this episode. Yes. He somehow manages both.
Too precious for this world.
Yeah. So this is best line.
Too precious for this world.
Mine is, Dean, this is a very important investigation. We don't have enough time for your blah, 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 blah.
It's classics.
Amazing. Best kill. This is kind of a weird one. Like,
for me, it's the professor falling out and hitting his head.
See, mine's the alligator one, but mostly for the aftermath, I'm going to fully defer to you. So mark in yours that you got.
I don't have my pen.
I have a pen. We have to keep track of these things.
Thanks,
we're not good at that. Our kill counter remains the same. So
Sam 1, Dean 6, fellas.
Sam,
you're not doing a great job.
I think Sam's in fact doing a bad job.
And I know that's like his, again, we've talked about this many times this season, that this is his struggle this season, but like, buddy, come on.
Get it together. Anyway, 2 really rad episodes, 2 episodes we really like. So you have 1 week from today to watch the next 2 episodes of Supernatural. And those are season 2, episode 16, Roadkill, and season 2, episode 17, Heart. Very excited about these 2, if I remember them correctly. I think I remember one of them.
I don't remember Roadkill at all, but I think I remember Heart.
Well, we're very excited to get into this.
Let's get freaky with it.
But between now and then, you know what you have to do. Got to get your journal, got to hit the road, got to watch some TV. But remember, you know what's out there. Be afraid of the dark.